So I've been in two minds for this episode. I've been like, shall I do What Do I Know About Love Part 2? Or shall I do 15 questions? But this time, I asked my mom the questions. And right now, I'm thinking I'll do What Do I Know About Love Part 2. Purely because I want to get every awful thing that happened in 2025 out of my system. And I know that there are some of you out there in my audience who have been caught in one-sided love situations that are really painful and really hurtful, and you just can't stop thinking about it. You can't stop thinking about how it ended and how it broke you and cut you up into pieces. So, you know what? Let's be broken together. Oh my gosh, is that a car outside my room? Okay. You see, everything in my house or on the street seems to want to take part in this episode. So if you hear a car zooming past, I am sorry. My street just wanted to take part in this episode too. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And welcome to episode 8. Episode 8, which is the last episode of 2025. Depending on how quickly I get the editing done. The last episode of 2025 or the first episode of 2026. And we've been on a journey together. We have gone from talking about my sixth form days to how I survived uni. I say survived in past tense, I'm still going through the trenches, guys. Pray for me. To things about friendship issues, friendship drama, the 15 questions where I went into detail about my journey as a podcaster, to episode 8. We are here in episode 8, and you guys have been telling me that episode 7, What Do I Know About Love, was a teeny weeny bit shorter than my usual episodes, and you're right, it is. I'll tell you why, because when I was talking about the topic of love and what I know about love, there came a point where I was talking about something that had been like kind of really, how do I put it? Something that I was thinking about but had never found any sense of closure with. A story that did not end. A story that did end but had loose questions still open. Big question marks in my face. And I was talking about that in that episode. And then I realized, yikes, I did listen back to it and I was like, you know what, this is kind of good. This material's really good. So why don't I just refashion it and repurpose it and make it something like a story that when I tell you it, you understand where I'm coming from and it fits. Like something just clicks. So without further ado, this is What Do I Know About Love Part 2. And I'm going to start off with a poem because I'm a very poetic girl. And it goes like this. 2 souls, 2 minutes before Maghrib. Softness in her eyes, a glow of wonder in his. A date clutched between her fingers, tight like a jewel. The minutes pass, and a year does too. He has forgotten this moment, but she remembers it through and through. You've guessed it. It's What Do I Know About Love, Part 2. 9th of December, 2025. On this day, last year, I was sitting next to someone. The air was still, lit with the splint of a secret, and this guy who I was sat next to was busy looking through a document that I wrote. And that was when I slipped a date from a brown paper bag, counted down the minutes till Maghrib, then buried my head in my hands and whispered a dua. He looked at me. This man. 1 name, 2 syllables. So soft they catch in my throat like a piece of thread, lost somewhere in the sharp mountains of life. He looked at me, asked if I was okay, and I nodded, unable to look at him. But why, Zarin? Why? 'Cause he made a shy girl out of me, out of someone who usually could keep very strong eye contact, and a girl who can present in meetings, talk to strangers. But him? I couldn't look at him. Call me crazy, but that was how I felt. My mom always tells me that when you break a fast, it's 2 minutes after sunset. I waited with a date in my hand, looking at the side of my computer screen for the time. I ignored the purple flash of Teams messages and focused on the thudding in my heart. The duas I wanted to whisper. You're fasting, he said, looking at the date clutched between my fingers. I hid my hand up my sleeve. You're fasting, right? No, I lied. 3:56 p.m. 2 minutes had passed. I whispered a dua, then I bit into my date, all the while refusing to turn left because I knew he was looking at me. I could pretend he was looking at the document on the screen, but you know how I know he was looking at me? I just know. Because when he looks at me for longer than a few seconds, it feels like time has stopped and it's just us two, at this moment in time, written with divine ink. But the ink has dried and the pages have turned. I am in a new chapter and I can't tell you how much it hurts. It is the 9th of December, 2025. Memories that I won't get to step back inside again. About memories that fill me up like hot chocolate when it's freezing cold outside. About a friendship that I wore like a coat, except the zipper doesn't work and the fabric has burst at the seams. Words are spilling out of me, and there's a huge smile on my face when I think of what used to exist between me and him a year ago. A year later, I clutch at loose threads, trying to stitch a blanket of memories. Because what do you do when you are no longer who you were a year ago? What do you do when people change? What do you do when the things you love to bits come to an end? You go back to the memories and hibernate there. 12th of December, 2024. I am on my phone to my mother, debating, what do I wear to work? My abaya makes me look like a uni student, and my jumper swallows my body. I go somewhere in the middle. I pair a light pink cardigan with a grey hijab and black trousers. Burgundy salwar kameez top. I wear that, and it has golden thread that cuts down the middle. I don't think much of it, but it works. I look like someone who goes to work. Work is long, work is dull, and before I can head home, I am given another document to edit. The sky is getting dark, but I know that in his eyes I will find light, so I wait for my usual favourite person and sit at my old desk. My memory from the 9th of December has not finished yet. He watches me hold a date like a jewel with my small hands, strong, milky teeth biting into the sweet fruit. His eyes filled with wonder. He asks me what dua I usually recite when breaking my fast. Allahumma laka sumtu ala rizkika iftahtu. And then I lose my words. My Arabic is falling to pieces in front of him, but then his mouth picks up the words that I can't say. What's the dua again? There is music in his accent, rhythm in the way he speaks, and when I get excited or happy in front of him, my accent switches. I am not a wanderer anymore, but a girl from the land of Brum, and you should listen to the way he teases me for it. He picks up my words with his tongue and tries on my accent like a pair of shoes, only he makes it look like I walk funny for the way he wobbles on my words. I like his accent. Like or love, still deciding. I like his accent, but I bully him for it, because I can't let him know how much I like the way he speaks. Like music, the crescendo that hits when he laughs. If I could store that sound deep in my bones, I would. 12th of December, 2024. There is something else I want to store in my memory. The way he nearly stumbles on his words when he looks at me. The burgundy salwar kameez with the mirror beads, the cardigan I've wrapped around my waist. He looks down, then he looks up. You look nice, he whispers in a quiet voice, then pulls out a chair and wheels it over to me, so he can help me fix my document. Nothing special happens, except that I absorb the quietness of having him next to me. Time ticks by. I pretend to be interested in my document when really I just like being next to him. What do I know about love? That it blinds you. It makes you think he is perfect and everything is good. It makes you forgive the small things and pretend they don't exist. Love exists in the dark, in the quiet shadows, in the silent bite of a date, in the echo of his name. But what do you do when he forgets yours? And that, my friend, is called one-sided love. It is when the things you feel are bigger than you. it is when he says that you're a small girl, you're a small person with a small world, except what you feel inside is bigger than your body. It's big, and you can't make sense of the size. And one-sided love is when you look at these memories and wonder what changed, or whether there was a red light you should have seen, whether there were warning signs that you just didn't see, whether there was something you should have picked up from the way he spoke, or the way you looked at him, but he did not look back. One-sided love bleeds the same shade of red. It bleeds just as bright. It may not have had an equal element to it, but it still hurts the same. So why is it that we don't give it the space to talk about it? Because I think if we changed our definition of love to something bigger, to the fact that it can also include giving and not receiving, that love can look like that too, even though it shouldn't. People who have been experiencing one-sided love would not feel as though there's something wrong with them, as though they made a mistake or they weren't worthy of this jewel called love. Two souls, 2 minutes before Maghrib. A date held like a jewel between my fingers. His eyes on me, not heavy, not demanding, just there, present, aware. The sky is a faint indigo and the world is winding down for prayer. And yet time, that old thing, it stalls for us. Or maybe it stalled for me, because a year later he has forgotten this moment. But I remember it, and hold it like a leaf. What do I know about love? I think it's found in the letting go. I think it is found in realizing that in winter some voices are like coats, and maybe you are just his coat. And now that summer has come and he's developed his fur, he's found a radiator and a home, you're no longer the coat he wears. Sometimes someone will pick you up like a coat to wear, and then when they're warm enough, or when they've found a better source of warmth elsewhere, they put you back on the shelf. Close the door of that cupboard. You're just a coat. You stay as a coat. But you have to become more than a coat. You have to become... Think with me. What's better than being a coat? I'd say you have to become the thread and the needle yourself. Not necessarily to stitch yourself into things that people would want, but to avoid being used, to avoid being one thing that someone picks out and puts away. And also, if you're someone who's used to being that person who gets taken for when the other person has a need of some sort and needs you and needs what you can give because you give, you're a giver, you've got to take a step back and notice the patterns early on. You've got to sort of identify, does this person really want me for me, or do they want me for what I can give? You're not a service, you're a person. Tell yourself that. You're not a service, you're a person. There's so much value in you, and there's value in that other person too. And there's value in everyone you meet, but it's about knowing and listening to your gut. If your gut tells you that these are moments you're going to remember a year later, he's going to forget your name. If that's the case, then take a step back. Listen to yourself. Listen to your heart. Listen to how much it hurt the last time that kind of thing happened. And choose yourself this time. Choose yourself. This has been a heavy one, But I'm hoping that by releasing it in 2025, I am also releasing that habit of mine to be a coat for someone else in winter. I can't keep being someone's coat, and neither should you. You can be a hot water bottle, source of warmth, but you can't have someone wear you, then put you down, then put you on again, then put you down, as if you will always be a coat, there for their needs, to keep them warm, and when you're cold, they're not there. Because a coat needs a person to stay warm too, no? I'm hoping that in releasing this episode, I'm also releasing the girl who kept obsessing over memories and wondering where did all of that go and was any of it real? I'm telling her she doesn't have to be a coat for someone else, and that last year, 9th of December 2024 and 2025, I'm sorry, but you were just a coat, and he was warm enough and just needed an extra little bit from somewhere else. And I'm sorry it had to be you. I'm sorry to my younger self that it had to be you. Thank you for being on this journey with me, for this stays between us. Next year, inshallah, I'll be releasing an episode where I ask 15 questions to my mom about life, love, everything in between. If you have a question that you're afraid of asking your own mom, send it over to me. My Instagram is this_stays_between_us, where with the word stays it's ST4YS, because Instagram just wouldn't let me have the letter A inside, because apparently the username was taken by someone already. So yeah, definitely send me over questions that you want me to include for the 15 questions to ask my mom, and I'll select the really good ones. So yeah, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. This has been a deep episode, I know, but I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I've got to help someone who might have been struggling with one-sided love, or who felt like they're not worthy, they're not enough, who struggle to look in the mirror sometimes. I'm glad that this has really spoke to them and helped them. And if you know of anyone who would really benefit from this episode, please send it over to them. And also use this as a sign to just tell the person you love, your friend, your co-worker, your pet cat, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your auntie, tell them how beautiful they are. Just really bring that smile to their face. Go for it, man. Go for it. But yeah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And see you again next year.